Oh my god. Okay, the stream is live. I'll give you guys the YouTube link for it right now. So we're gonna go over a lot of the basics. We have no open limits, no open trades right now. We took profits on the Bitcoin longs, got stopped on the rest of them. And we gotta figure out what the next move is. Breaking news, the United States government has opened an investigation of Elon Musk. What? That just happened as of 2 seconds ago. All right, let's go over the basics again that we talk about every stream. And the worst bear market signal that there's been that we've been talking about since we talked about this back in February. We talked about it again when it hit 4.6%. Tether dominance, new all-time high. Every single day we get a new all-time high so far. It's about hit 7%. As I've been saying, over 5% on Tether dominance is a recession in the crypto markets. So far, I think this has been fairly accurate. Not much else to say. Tether dominance still railing to the highs until you get a massive pullback like I talked about last stream. Well over 30%. Not much else is going to happen. Also, Luna didn't help a lot either. We'll talk about Luna for a bit. I don't think there's much to talk about. However, it's at 0 and it's worthless. So if you have Luna, I'm sorry for you, but this is, I don't know if this is all-time lows. We're going to hit all-time lows very soon, though. This looks like, oh my god. It's at IPO price from Binance. So the day Luna got listed on Binance, it was at 50 cents. We're back at 50 cents again. Let me check. Here we go. So, not much to say about Luna. I'm not bidding. I hope a lot of other people aren't attempting to bid this, as everyone who is trying to bid for the last 4 days lost everything. As you can see, every pump gets sold off to an extreme extent. Every dump is nearly 99% every single time right now. So I mean, if you're scalping, go for it, but don't go into this thinking you're swinging this for 10 days, going to get them the most massive long return that you've ever seen. If you do get into a long and you're able to find a nice pump within that, please, for the love of God, take profits very fast, because the last 4 days have told us that pumps get sold literally all the way back to 0, 99%. We'll take a look at UST. I don't know where it's at, but I do think it is Morks. Oh yeah. So UST, and also congratulations to those who took the first UST play, which was the bounce buys on the first DPEG towards 50 cents. Made a nice 20% gain on that. Sold at the top. I had a feeling that night we sold that very late at the night. And then, as you can see, the next subsequent days, complete carnage. This is every UST is now worth half of the value it was before. So a lot of equity in the Anchor protocol is completely destroyed right now. I was also talking about this during this dip. Move this over here. During this dip, I was talking about how this is not a buy. The first bounce on the DPEG is a buy. The second bounce is death. And there it is. I mean, I don't know how far this has dropped, but it's another 40% to the downside. So please don't get caught up in holding these plays, because we are back to risk off moments. And that brings me to Bitcoin, where we had our risk on, which was, you can go back to the last stream, was the first thing I talked about, was that 30K level, the 29.8K to 30,300, right? I was talking about this zone right here, right? below that massive point of demand that was previously tested, this is where the bids are, right? We got the bids, thank God, the first day. Made a decent return. I think it was about 7% return within the first hour or two. Took those profits within that too, because we're not giving back profits either. Unfortunately, we got stopped at break even on them, and then the entire demand got mitigated. The reason this is important is because as soon as this demand gets mitigated, this means that whatever demand was here from over 200 days ago is now completely gone, and the start of this was here. As soon as it trades out of the zone where the demand previously was, the zone is irrelevant now, and the trend is going to continue back to the downside. The goal is to figure out how far to the downside, and if you're going to play longs on this soon, or if it's just, short the entire market. It's fairly simple. What I do expect that's going to happen next, and this is normally what I see, is sweep the lows. Let's put this on a different chart without all this. There we go. So we're going to sweep the bear market lows, which was back in June. So this is the lowest point it got in the previous bear market before the next all-time high. Sweep these lows. We'll find some type of, we might even have to go to 27K because there is some massive wicks here during, I think this was 2021. Yeah, the closest I think we're going to get. We'll call it 27K. If there's max viewers, go to the YouTube. The YouTube has no max viewers. So what we're expecting here now, since the first point that we were bidding last time, which was the risk on moment, got mitigated, we're trying to find a new area of demand. And in this case, right, you're still at that risk off moment where if you're holding equity, very bad idea. I definitely don't think that's the play. I don't think it's the play either to start buying things just because they're cheap. One primary mistake I see a lot is people see prices that are down horrendously, i.e. Luna, and they just buy it because it's down. Just because it's very cheap doesn't mean it's a good buy, right? You want to buy at demand, you want to buy at key levels or before key events. In this case, a lot of coins may be coming with demand. Luna's not. I know a lot of other coins are completely destroyed. We'll take a suggestion. Give any coin. Not a major. We'll take some type of altcoin. Maybe Matic, Algo. We'll take Algo. So a lot of these coins are breaking under. The most important levels that I want you guys to pay attention to are the previous bear market lows, right? This is May to August when we had that 3-month span of just sideways crab market, and then the expansion where everything hit their new all-time highs again. Cracking below these lows means all previous demand, right? All previous speculation of bounces that were going to happen at these bear market lows is completely gone. There's no demand anymore. Now you're looking for demand at COVID lows, right? And COVID lows are very far away for a lot of these coins. Algo, for example, just random coin pulled out, we're 40% away from some of the mass COVID lows. You don't want to be a bidder at any of these points in time, especially during times where dominance is over 7%. I said this before, I'll say it again. Bet on the fastest horse. The fastest horse right now in the market is following tether dominance. The reason tether dominance at 7% in the last 4 days of market activity is because people are going risk off and going into stables. Follow it, right? There's people trying to fade this idea that the tether dominance doesn't have any value, have been losing their money day after day after day. We can see this for you can see it on screen. There's one reason it's moving 2% within 2 days. People are full risk off. And if you look at the chart below here, this is Bitcoin dominance. Normally, it hasn't given us too much good information to act on in the last, say, week. Today, you have your mass breakout in Bitcoin dominance. What does this mean? Well, people are not touching alts anymore, right? Previously, people were touching alts last week, right? They're buying alts and we're getting mini bounces. Now they're not touching alts at all. We have how far did this move in the last day? We have a 5% move on Bitcoin dominance. This simply means people are choosing to go into Bitcoin over any other alt, especially after the Luna fiasco. I don't blame them, right? They're choosing to move into Bitcoin rather than touch, Algo, Solana, AVAX. AVAX is probably a coin we should talk about because there's some pretty high risk of insolvency with massive reserves getting dumped fairly soon. TRX, we should talk about TRX because they unfortunately do have a stable coin that was issued about, was it USDD? This was issued about 5 days ago, May 5th, 6 days ago. Okay, so this is TRX's, algorithmic stable coin that they released, already depegged. I don't know, it's not too bad, maybe 1%. Depegged 1%. So this is where you hear everyone talking about, all right, I've seen this all over Twitter. People are saying TRX is the next big short because a lot of the fundamentals of TRX's algorithmic stablecoin are tied into the Tron Foundation's reserves for Bitcoin. As of 12 hours ago, Justin Sun put about, I think, $2 billion on the line. I don't think they purchased it yet, but they said that in the event that this similar issue or exploit happens to their stablecoin, USDN, they will start deploying and doing the exact same thing that Luna did. Now, the problem here obviously is if they're doing the exact same thing Luna did, the potential for downfall is massive, and a lot of people are expecting this to have a very similar fate that Luna did. Now, I don't think this is going to happen again, but it's good to keep this on your radar because they do have a massive amount of reserves on the line, and this can potentially be exploited. The only thing I don't know is if they have the same exploit of the minting process where one USDND is going to be worth 1 Tron, where they start taking 1 USDN, minting it for Tron, and then dumping Tron. So I wouldn't bet on TRX being like the God tier short because I do think this trade is way too crowded at this point, and there's probably a lot of people who lost a shit ton of money in Luna, and they're probably trying to rotate into this and make their money back shorting Tron. And as you can see, it has liquidated a lot of people already with some pretty massive pumps to the upside. I'm sure this one took everyone out. I'm almost certain this produced at least 100 to 200 million in liquidations alone. So Tron's still strong. I know there's a lot of worries going around about the rumors of their USDN coin, USDD coin, but it's not depegged too much. I think almost all stable coins are depegged at this point. If you take a look at USDT, I think this is depegged. Yeah, even Tether is depegged and actually had a daily close at the all-time, it's never had a daily close this low. So all your Tether is currently worth about 0.4% less than it normally is. Is that something to be worried about? Yeah, probably. This is definitely not a good sign that all stables are getting attacked right now. If the stream's full, go to YouTube. It's in Crypto Archive. I do the YouTube because the Discord fills up so fast that we have to do it. Someone asked me the question, do you think USD could become depegged? So, I mean, it's depegged right now. 0.4% is still a lot. I know we've seen 40, 50%. That's like, extremely worrying and like reputation destroying. I don't know if Tether actually has the potential or even like any type of exploit to depeg to that extent. I think this one's too strong in the market, and there's actually too many market participants invested in this one for it to depeg. But yeah, it can. That's absolutely a possibility. We've seen it before. You can see these wicks. Like these wicks have depegged it, 1-2% before. Nothing major. No major depeg yet, but we did have a daily close. So a fail. The market makers certainly failed to keep this up in a single day. So there's a lot of pressure on Tether right now. I do think probably the strongest stablecoin, if you're worried about this and you're worried about your funds being denominated in Tether, the strongest stablecoin you can probably possibly touch is USDC. So if you're looking for something that isn't going to depeg, it's a safe haven for your stables, right? It sucks. It feels weird saying the word stables now because all of these stables are depegging and unstabilizing themselves. But USDC, if you want the safe option, take this as your stable of choice. Someone said, I don't understand USDC tether. I don't understand tether dominance. Why does the market cap of USDT mean anything if they keep printing? Yeah, it's a good question. So let me go back to the chart. I talked about this last stream. Someone said in the last stream was, won't the market cap of Tether continually rise if they're minting it daily or minting it weekly, right? Yes, yeah, that definitely can help. However, standardly in 2020 and 2021, the minting process continued at a very on-pace schedule, was very consistent, and the Tether was being used, right? It was being deployed, it was being used, and the market cap of alts and Bitcoin continually grew while the Tether market cap continually fell, right? So even though they were minting, it didn't matter because the market cap of everything else was growing at a faster rate that we could understand that people aren't sitting in stables anymore. I mean, you can see it by the chart. I don't want to explain it for like this. I've explained this chart so many times now, but this is what you want to use to understand, is Tether dominance? Just take this as, instead of me saying dominance, it's going to confuse a lot of you. Instead of me saying dominance, the market cap of Tether decreasing or increasing is an indicative sign of people investing in the stable or not investing. People are investing in stables. They're scared of the market and they want to be somewhere where they're in a capital preservation mode. If the majority of the market is in capital preservation, that means the majority of the market is not buying. The majority of the market's not buying. Basic economics, prices are falling fairly sharply. So this is why this matters, is because being able to understand at what points in time previously did Tether dominance fall and at what points was this, so we can take advantage and understand that these are the points that we should also start buying. And this is in September, as you can see, June, and then March when we bought in March, and now you have the breakout. Someone said they'll prioritize getting UST to peg if they can, which means sending Luna to literally zero. That's true, because in the event that they need to repeg UST, they're going to have to sell a lot of Luna, and that's unfortunate. We'll look over PAXG because PAXG is just gold. There's not much we need to look on this one. PAXG just tracks the price of gold. I would say gold is probably also not your best option if you're looking for a stable, because gold isn't stable. But yeah, the only question you had was PAXG question mark. So yeah, it is a gold peg. Probably not where you want to put your stables, but there it is. And DAI, yeah, DAI is also very strong. Okay, so those are the basic things I want to talk about. Bitcoin sweeping the lows here, potentially. I don't know how far this dip is, but this would be the goal. 5%. Oh wait, it actually. Oh, we got very close to this. About a 5% dip, and maybe at that point in time, we get the small relief rally where you can freely go long again. If that does become the case, and this is where I'll definitely let you guys know. For now, no open orders, no open limits, nothing. We should go over the previous place too, and then we'll do open questions, and we'll have a open forum. We'll talk about the 2 losses I took. First one on Link. I think Link was like a 5% loss. Beauty of Link is the limits worked. However, they didn't work fast enough, so I exited very quickly, right? Limits worked. This is where they were. We had decent bounces. Again, only 1 to 2% to the upside. Maybe it's enough for you. It's not enough for me. So I took the loss on Link here. And then the lower level, which I didn't have marked, was actually the actual demand that was needed to push this. And then you got the actual move, the 5 to 6% move. So took my loss on Link. I'll go to XHV, Haven Protocol. This one was fairly standard. We took the demand zone on the daily. Was never mitigated yet, so we're going to buy at the midpoint. Got some type of reaction, but practically nothing from there. So we took about a 7% loss on spot trades. No perps for this one, so 2 losses there. And then the 2 wins, so 2 losses, 2 wins. Big win on Bitcoin, right? When we bid the mid zone. If I can pull that chart up, I'm sure you guys already all know what this one is, because we went live, and then like 3 hours later, bids hit, and we got paid. So got the win on Bitcoin, and then we also got the win on UST. So 2 wins, 2 losses. About a break-even move. And then if you guys don't know, we bought UST, wrote it up 20%, sold it, and the rest is history. So 4 plays in that 24-hour span. About break-even there. Not too much to go over. Perfect. Okay, so if you guys have questions, we'll just open mic it, we'll open forum it, because after this, I don't have too much else to talk about. Probably be trading stocks fairly heavily the next few days as the markets are given a lot more opportunities right now. S&P 500, lowest daily close in probably a year now. Yeah, 400 days. So S&P 500, obvious distribution phase. We're giving back a lot. I mean, it's negative. We are nearly negative 15% on the entire year now on the S&P. So it is a, go short market, no doubt. I don't know what Casper went over in his stream, but if he went over any coins, we could redo and go over them again. Oh, what? Let's I guess the only coin, the only other coin that I am getting bullish on at the moment is Ape token. So been a long time since we traded Ape. Sold the top, or near the top. At least I got near the top on my sells for Ape. Now Ape is near, let's call it all-time lows, because it's fairly unrealistic that any of these prices were bid. So all-time lows on Ape right now. However, there's a pretty bullish event for Ape. They just released their metaverse game. So as you can see, as soon as the game demo got dropped, you had a nice pump, and hopefully you didn't buy the pump, because now we're all the way back down at relative prices, right? This is the prices where I would want to bid, right? If I'm going into this idea with the other side deeds coming out and the other side metagame coming out and being a huge event, and you either having to buy the game in Ape or buy in-game currencies with the game, Ape at $5, 587, not a bad deal at all. Do I want to bid yet? Probably not, because I don't know Bitcoin's structure yet, and that's also why we're waiting for Bitcoin sweep the lows. So actually, it's already sweeping the lows right now. So get to some point at least 2 to 3% more towards that level I was talking about. Pull back up here, and then you can go bid again. I think we have shorts active already though from Casper, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, we already have active shorts on this play. So keep the shorts open if you have them. I think they're at 31,277. This is a 10% move already from the shorts. Yeah, 8.8% move from the shorts already. I think he trimmed them. I don't know if he got stopped on them or not. Looks like they're still open. Keep the shorts open, no doubt. No demand for a while. Well, a while is relative. 4 to 5% until then. Someone said, "Save us, Playboy." Hopefully, I did save you guys by telling you to bid those lows, take the profit at the lows, and as soon as the mitigation came in, you're out. Also, I don't know how many times I've talked about tether dominance and how bearish this is for the market. If you listened, you're saved. If you didn't, you're pretty fucked right now. Yeah, another example from Luna, another lesson to be learned from Luna is the amount of people I've seen on Twitter who have been talking about like losing everything. I mean, this is one of those events where you just got to feel bad, right? Top 10 blue chip losing 99% of its value. Not a lot of people expected this to come, at least not to this severity. The breakdown, sure, but not to this severity. So lesson to learn here, please, love of God, if you're putting all your eggs in one basket, make sure that when the basket starts to break, you're throwing the basket away and not holding on for dear life. Because there's some people who round trip their entire Luna investment. We bought Luna $4. Where is it? Where were our buys? Right here. We bought Luna $4 back in May. And as you can see, 1 year later, a full round trip. Now that probably hurts really bad if you're in the mindset of hodling. I should probably also explain that this is a very toxic mindset to have. Just holding on for dear life, hoping for the most profits possible, and then as soon as it starts breaking down, you get greedy and you think that it's going to pop and you can get your profits back. However, you get no pop and you lose your entire bag. So lesson to be learned: take your profits, as we've been preaching and as we do consistently. Take the Bitcoin bids, for example. Bought Bitcoin at the lows, and then we sold it with the 7% pump that it gave us, got out, and we were happy. Same thing with UST. Bought it, took the gains, got out. Same thing even with the 2 losses, right? Took very, very small losses. Very small losses. There's only 4 ways that the trade should be ending, right? Small loss, break even, small win, big win. Those are the only four possibilities you have at the conclusion of a trade as a profitable trader. There is no such thing as a large loss as a profitable trader, right? And this comes in your risk management. If you're taking massive losses that are just destroying how much you made for the last week, there's a pretty big fallacy with your risk management. So yeah, you're gonna have to fix that. All right, let's I don't know if you guys have questions or not, but run the questions or concerns. Maybe it's concerns you guys have, I don't know. How would you describe what USDT.D is? So as I said, it's literally the dominance of the market. It is the percentage of the entire crypto market cap that is made up of Tether, right? So at certain points in time, Tether makes up 5% of the total crypto market cap. Usually, pretty oversold sign in the market, as we saw in September 2020, gets to 5%. New bull market starts. Same thing in June 2021, gets to 5%. Everything's pretty much oversold. New bull market starts. So take it at its core as how much of the total crypto market cap is made up of Tether and not a whole bunch of other altcoins, because the less dominance Tether has on market cap means the more altcoins and majors people are buying. Someone said, can tell me, so the guy who asked this question on YouTube, does that help you a little bit more? It's probably the easiest way I can explain it. Yeah. If you're going to explain it to your friend, just tell them USDT.D, Tether dominance is simply how much of the total crypto market cap is in stables right now. So very good indicator to have. So someone's like, can Luna go negative? Let me screenshot this. So no, it can't. This is from a meme from a while back. If you guys know what happened with oil went negative. Oil went negative because there's a physical obligation when you bought crude oil futures contracts, and it got to a point where there was too many people at risk of exercising, and they had to start paying people to take it because they could not onset hundreds and hundreds of barrels of oil that the mass, crude oil and oil corporations were supposed to exercise themselves. So unless you guys want to pay me, you can pay me right now $50 per Luna you got, and I'll take it from you. And technically, Luna would be negative at that point for you. So if something goes negative, you are paying other people to take it off of your hands. Well, let's pull up the Squid Game chart next to. I don't know if Squid Game is even on. Oh my god, it is. Is there people buying this? Whoa. Oh, it's not the Foles chart. Yeah, Squid Game and Luna kind of look the same. Oh my god, who would have thought? Someone asked, how does a market like this affect NFTs. Let's just go to OpenSea and see, no pun intended, see what the hell is going on with NFTs right now. So we'll go to, should we go to 7-day? Is there any way for us to go by top collections here? Okay, we'll go by, we'll just go, this is top collections. We'll assume top volume that considers a top collection. All right, well, as you can see, I don't know if this is volume or this is referencing floor price, but it looks like, we'll say it's floor price. How much are Zukis now? Yeah, that looks pretty bad. So in a market like this, extremely bearish market where a lot of people are risk off and they're looking to be capital preserved, well, you can see from the numbers in 24-hour time frame, the change in, I don't know if this is volume that's referencing or floor price, but we'll consider floor price. Floor prices are down pretty bad right now. This looks like floor price. I don't know, minus 28% on Munapes. Yeah, it looks like that's referencing floor price. Yeah, so it's bad. It's very bad for NFTs as well. There really isn't any. There's no safe haven right now, unless you want to consider. I think SafeMoon is getting a bunch of volume right now. Yeah, the only safe haven might be SafeMoon. So during this period of time, this happened back in, obviously 1 year ago from today. This exact same thing happened, and what I told you guys is there's a few scenarios with capital preservation models that people move into. So when you get overly bearish markets, there's a few key indicators in legacy markets like the stock market that people swamp to. This is dividend stocks, right? Long-term paying stocks that is very consistent, very low volatile stocks. This is normally what most of the volume gets during a long-term bear market. The same thing is going to be on the side of crypto is in a lot of DeFi markets. There's only one problem with me saying that is one of the most massive DeFi projects, Terra Luna, obviously lost 99% of its value. So this is going to take a hit and obviously scare off a lot of investors, retail investors and institutional investors on getting out of maybe speculative DeFi or algorithmic stable coins that may pose threats to depegging. Where is it? We gotta look at it's not CoinGlass. DeFi Pulse, and then we have DeFi TVL monitor. Because you can check the total value locked on most protocols, and we can see, are people moving into DeFi or are they moving out of DeFi? So continually looks like they're still moving out of DeFi right now. This makes sense, right? Last time DeFi actually got a lot of the most volume during the previous bear market, during that crash from 60K to 29K to 33K when a crab market did for about 3 months. DeFi got a lot of volume because people wanted to be capital preserved, and if you can make a little bit of money on maybe your stable coins, such as a lot of these different ecosystems for DeFi, that's where people will move. Do you think Luna is going to go lower? Any other coins to think about buying on? So as far as buying goes, no. Not too many things I want to buy right now. Again, I think I'll be focused on Bitcoin primarily. Bitcoin and Luna primarily, because I do think Luna offers a ton of great opportunities for scalping. I mean, you're getting, we'll go to the 1 minute time frame here. So we'll take this small bounce, for example. You're getting relative 25% moves in 2 to 3 to 4 minutes. Now, this poses great opportunities for scalps as you can obviously net a large percent return within a few minutes. On futures, though, this gets a little tricky as this can also be, liquidation. As you can see, some of these red candles are, 7 to 8 to 10%. So yeah, it's great for scalps. I've hit some great scalps on it. However, if you're new to futures, this is definitely not what you want to touch. If you're moving 10, 15, 20% in mere minutes, I think you need to be at a little bit of a higher skill level to manage that risk. Do I think it's going to go lower? Unfortunately, yeah, because in order to save the peg, as someone said in the chat room, you have to keep selling Luna to, you know, resave the peg and, you know, refuel the reserves. So Luna won't be the savior here, right? UST will repeg most likely before Luna ever sees, you know, $10 again, right? Or even $5 again. And one of the methods that I would say is probably the best when trying to scalp very low time frames on Luna is the fair value gap method, right? This is literally all I was doing earlier. You got to be in and out. Usually, you probably have 120 to 300 seconds between these trades, as you can see how fast they're moving. But the gap in between a lot of these either 5-minute or 1-minute candles, where it's producing a ton of liquidity, normally comes back and fills these gaps. 1-minute time frame is probably going to be your best bet here, but you can guarantee you know, if this ever came up, and this is a pretty long shot, but 100% move on Luna is not, you know, uncommon right now. Next time this comes up to about 96 cents, it's almost an instant short, as the amount of volume that was in this candle on the breakdown of $1, you know, it was a 11% move in 1 minute, right? There's a lot of orders left in here, a lot of limit orders left within the zone to still be filled for sells. So you can test this out next time it comes to the zone. As soon as the first wick gets inside the zone, it'll be sold off immediately. We'll see if we can find any right now that'll actually react while we're here. I think there's gonna be a bunch of them. We have so many gaps right now. But you can also use the indicator that Frizz made. It literally will mark them out for you. It's a beauty because it works very well in highly liquid markets. Luna, highly liquid right now. So I put $50 in Luna, pumped Luna up, and got up to 275, and then got smacked. Yeah, it's good. A good real-time example. You're in the trade, and I'm not joking. 60 seconds to 120 seconds. I had one trade that was maybe max 15 minutes. My next play was a short 5 minutes on it. Don't fuck around on futures on this, because the liquidations for Luna are high right now for good reason. It's moving way too fast for people to comprehend, and market fills are down. KuCoin doesn't even let you market fill out anymore. So if you're on KuCoin and you're trying to scalp Luna, good fucking luck, because you're not even able to mark it out. And mark it out is you can limit in, sure, that's fine, but you need to mark it out, because you don't want to be there trying to edit the limit order 10, 20, 30 times, get it wrong, and the price is now moving 5% in the opposite direction. You lose all your profit. Yeah, there's so many gaps on this thing right now. So the goal would be, you know, what are we at, 40 cents right now? I don't know if this is psychological. We'd have to look back. We'd have to look back really far. This is actually a very interesting zone right here. I don't know if it's mitigated yet. So the domain was used back in December a few times, but the good thing about these zones is as soon as they're used, as soon as the zone is literally the price travels any, you know, decimal point dollar out of the point, you can't use it anymore. As you can see, yeah, the whole zone's mitigated here. Yeah, it's actually pretty insane that we have to do TA on Luna now, in a sense, and this isn't a good sign. You can probably also expect a lot of new regulations to come out for stablecoins over the next few, honestly, probably the next week, next 2 weeks. FTX CEO Sam Bankman is going ahead of Congress tomorrow or the next day, and they're most likely going to bring up this situation with Luna. Yes, some of these levels are so low, it's disgusting. I mean, you still have 60% drops after 60% drops. Yeah. My suggestion would be, if you are trading Luna, probably trade spot, because you can make just as much money on spot without the risk of liquidation. A 20% move on spot, that's fine. But if you are a little bit greedy and you do choose futures, you have pretty high risk of major liquidation. Let's see what the top gainers are today. We got Hex. This is a DeFi token. This is a staking protocol. Fetch. Interesting. Fetch hit. Look at this. So here's a massive gap on the daily time frame. Gap that was never filled or mitigated ever in its entire bull run, one whole year. And it comes down, tests, and it's the midpoint of this gap that is the trigger. As you can see, the midpoint here at 12 cents sent the trigger off, and then you get your relief bounce. And I think this is one of the best tools right now to use if you're trying to find those really nice melt ups that are going to happen pretty much instantaneously from your limits. Use this method on I'd say top 100 alts. Probably don't go below those. And some of these coins I haven't looked at in a while. I didn't know they're so low. So by the way, this chart right here is Bitcoin, obviously. However inverted. Something I always say is, if you invert your charts, you might be able to see something that you didn't see before. I think everyone's seen the massive head and shoulders, but again, this is the level I was talking about earlier. 24,300. Pretty nice block. I don't know how much juice this block will give, but it is absolutely something you want to play. I'm definitely going to be playing it as well. Let's see, it's the same demand. 24,000. Yeah, the same demand pops up on the other one. I'm setting alerts for this. Also, we have what was it, May 16th? For those of you who care enough to follow the rock formation, we do got the new moon coming up fairly soon. For those of you that think this is bogus, believe what you need to believe. The indicator itself probably outforms most of you. May 16th or so, we could probably expect a tad bit of normality. I would hope at that time we do get a test of the zone, because it's free longs. Also, at the time that we get the test of the zone, it would have completed the sweep. So you would have swept all these lows. You would have picked up all the liquidity that's below these. A ton of people, a ton of retail selling, and a ton of whales definitely selling, because Michael Saylor is now underwater on his Bitcoin position. So no idea if he will sell, but if he will, it's going to be under these lows. And as soon as it's under these lows, you have an exact point at which, what's the risk here? Max risk 7% from first entry. However, risk from midpoint is probably a lot lower here. And max risk, if you take mid-entry, 4%, 24,000 even. Yeah, a decent trade there. I would absolutely take that. Also, if you guys have Binance, pretty much free long position. If you want a safe long position, you can long Bitcoin dominance. It does have a derivative on there. And I can pretty much guarantee you that a lot of people are not in the mood to hold shit coins like Shiba and Doge, I can pretty much guarantee you they don't want to hold those over Bitcoin. So if they have a choice, they're choosing Bitcoin 9 times out of 10, and this will push the Bitcoin dominance chart up. Bitcoin's market cap will take up a little bit more majority of the total crypto market cap share. Yeah, both of them. So yeah, new moon will be a reversal. So will the full moon, but they don't classify it as reversal. They'll classify it as I think the full moon is bearish, new moon is bullish. I mean, I can't make this shit up. It is a a great idea to understand when you're coming up to an inflection point, like we have Bitcoin at that 24K level, right? We're coming up to the inflection point. Let's just see what the moon indicator says. Hey, it matches up. Last time this worked in March too. This actually works perfectly for us in March when we took those massive longs from the bottom. The new moon came up. So good to keep in mind. I know it's a weird indicator for most people, but it's worth it. Yeah, there you go. You've been doing it long enough where you know the power that it potentially has. All right. I'm gonna post this in archive after because I know a lot of you guys want like the stream too long, didn't watch, recap. So the recap is literally going to be the idea that we start to take longs near this daily value gap, 25K. Let's see if this is correct. I think it was 24K last time. Oh, because this was used. Hold on. But this is going to be the idea of where I attempt to long, because I definitely don't want to short into these lows breaking. Or I mean, the short, if you have it from Casper, keep them open. I don't have the short open, unfortunately. But if you have the shorts open, you can keep them. Opening the shorts now below these 30K levels and then into the demand block, you probably have 4 to 5% before potential bounce. Your best option for shorts, again, taking a look at the Bitcoin dominance chart, you probably don't want to be shorting the coin that's gaining market share daily. Like right now, it's probably 5% market share dominance is taken daily. Probably don't want to short the one that's dominating right now market share. Short all the shit coins. Sol, I hate calling Sol a shit coin because so many people hate me for it, but indeed, such shit coin. Sol, and then AVAX, probably one of the major shorts. I know KJ was calling this one out. This one just has a bunch of reserves on the line right now, and I think they're at risk of selling fairly soon. Don't know when the sells will occur or if they will occur, but that's the FUD in the market right now. And I saw some people today, they DM'd me and they're still holding a bunch of equity. I actually think it was AVAX that they were holding. They're holding AVAX from like $96, which, if you didn't know, I think 96 is like the top. If you're holding something from the top and you hit me up today asking if you should sell it when it's down 70%, I'm going to tell you to sell it. But God, the one problem with that is if you get any type of bounce, your FOMO is going to hit instantly and you're going to regret it. So you put yourself in a very, very poor position. Your risk manager is already thrown out the window. If I was in your position, I'm just going to sell it, forget it, and move on from it. If you're diamond handing, I wish you luck, but the people that diamond handed Luna who thought 50 was the bottom and now 40 and 30 and 20, the story's already been told. You brought in the moon indicators? We'll have to see it. I remember was it before Marin? Because I remember the Moon Girl, yeah, Astro Girl on Twitter. I remember she was the first one that put everyone on it. Oh, okay. Well, I hope you've been using it. Nick needs to claim the cloud points. The ape game. I think if I'm not mistaken, no, I'm reading this correctly. I think the other deeds are like the best performing NFTs right now in the entire market. Oh, this shows the performance. So it was, what was the floor here? 5.7. Oh, the average sale. Yeah, average sale 5.7 and 6.3. I guess yeah, it's not the best. What was the mint for these three? Got it, got it. Yeah. So you bought it for 5 ETH, you said? Just hold. The one thing with NFTs is you gotta hold till the game comes out, and yeah, that's a good idea. If I mean, shit, you were affected by Luna, so I know, but the real like full port Lunas, I think they're done with crypto forever now. Absolutely. That's why I felt like this. Yeah, this one scenario was like completely different than all the other times where like if I profit on a short, fine. Like I know there's a loser on the other side who wrote the contract, but this one was different. Like everyone lost here. Everyone in crypto lost. This is the ripple effects of this are going to be pretty heinous for the next few weeks. We'll see what Congress does because I'm sure they'll be using this as their scapegoat to regulate stablecoins, maybe issue their own. Yeah, yeah. Now I've said it too. I think regulation is definitely needed, but I think it will be pretty aggressive when they go to Congress's floor and they pull up a chart of UST and they show they're like what if this happened? What if this happened to our dollar? We can't do this. And then someone brings up the idea of inflation, and then they're like, oh wait, it's been happening, right? But the dollar never changed, so the peg never changed. You never see the peg change, so that this effects of inflation. Yeah, yeah. So the United States dollar has been depegging from the dollar value for a very long time, and that's called inflation. But they ain't going to say that shit. So going to be interesting what happens, and I think uh, Sam goes in front. I don't know, tomorrow or something. He just announced it like 20 minutes ago. Yeah, that'd be a little hard. They like taking the CEOs of major exchanges, the big ballers. That I honestly, as everyone wants Bitcoin and crypto to be decentralized, I think the more you bring in the whales, the more centralized the whole game becomes. So yeah, UST is the stablecoin that is provided by the Luna Foundation's protocol. We can get into how the whole Luna attack worked, but there's tons of threads out there. I posted one of them on how exactly the the attack worked and the exploit happened. It's a complicated system, but if too long didn't read, someone needed $1 billion or more to enable the trigger. Whoever it was came in, they enabled it, it happened, and it's still happening. And now the Luna Foundation has no other choice but to, unfortunately, sell Luna to back the reserves, which is so fucking mind-boggling that they have to, artificially continually push the price down in order to get the peg back. If they, selling the reserves would be even worse, because selling the reserves would decollateralize UST even more. Because the idea of them buying Bitcoin in the first place was to collateralize it, so it had some type of backing, and then they did that, and then the bear market started occurring, so they started getting towards the points of mass losses on their reserve tokens that I'm sure they didn't expect, which were taken out on loans, by the way, through loans on Luna, and then unfortunately Luna started losing, and then the margin and the equity from the Luna loans wasn't enough to cover the loans from the Bitcoin reserves that they bought. So it spiraled out of control, and then obviously the knife in the coffin was the exploit of the minting process, the instant mint from UST to Luna, and then market selling Luna. Anyways, you guys can go read the thread. They say it a lot better than I do, and they'll explain the entire process step by step, exactly how a whale could trigger such a cascade effect. Someone said, what if the elaborate rug pull was Duquan? Honestly, it could have been. It could have been. Yeah, I have no idea if it was him. Well, we might not ever find out. Oh, today we did find out something interesting, that Duquan had another stablecoin project he attempted called Basis Cash that failed. Ain't that funny? Yeah, it was like the Zuki guy too who rugged his project. Anyways, I'm gonna post these Bitcoin limits. It looks like, so the value in the zone was already hit once, but small amount of value that we never got. The zone you want is below the 0.5, just like the previous Bitcoin limits. So again, this will be where I attempt. And then you got a pretty fat gap in between here. You do have, what is this? You have one daily. There's a bunch of levels down here. So not the best. The key ones are all the way down to 24,000. I know it's a little scary to think of Bitcoin below 25K, but hey, that's how far we got going. What is this? Not sure if mentioned, but someone made a fake account of me. Dude, I banned like 3 fake accounts already. I don't even know what their plan is. Why? They joined in 2011? The old ass account. That's crazy. We should join the Telegram. Yo, send me the link to this guy's page instead, so we can click on whatever link he's giving people and see where it goes. Anyways, we got a few Bitcoin limits to the downside here. Yep. This one right here. Yeah, right there. So we'll try it. I don't trade order blocks too much. I like the fair value gaps because I know there's orders stacked there, so normally it can work out fairly well. We'll definitely attempt the order block as well because it's within the mid range, so it might even be. Oh, this one, yes, yeah, this exact one. And the other problem with this would be like it mitigated it, and then also had like a lot of this. Maybe okay, this was probably like a lower time frame. Have like on an order block and then fair value, but yeah, exactly. This daily opens, and then the next daily, this daily closes, opens, and then you tap the demand. So yeah, this the demand actually won't hold any value, because if, as I said in the beginning, if the candles wick through it, the value is only there once. The orders don't populate again. So, and that's funny because in between the top daily fair value and the bottom fair gap value is almost where that order block would have been. But I think good looking out for that because there will probably be no value here anymore. Oh, here's the link. Dude, he blocked me. You said what? You told your dad to buy more ETH? If there's any coin that's going to survive, it's probably Ethereum. And if there's any coin to probably like aggressively accumulate, probably Ethereum. So Bitcoin swept its May lows. Ethereum didn't. You told him to buy at 1800. 1800. Yeah, you'll get a good discount. I'm fine with that. There's a daily order block there too. A very small one. I like that. Okay, that's fine. I thought you like meant he bought now, which would honestly we should definitely. I should be doing analysis more on ETH because ETH looks so much better. Let's see. Hopefully it's not like mad breakout right now. No. Oh, it's crab walking. Crab walking right now. Dude, I should shill the sell signal I gave at the 4K range. That was crazy. But yeah, this is a great zone. I like if you sweep the fair value gap, you have the order block. And as more people learn about the fair value gaps, the more crowded the trade gets, the more manipulated they become. So there'd be both orders here. 1,892 and 1,800 even. Yeah, I'll take that. It's about to hit. This might be able to hit on stream. That would be great. Yeah, it's hard. What I would do is in this event, if I didn't know which one to choose, like both unmitigated, not touched, I would start with the fair value gap, but I would do a mid limit and probably, what would this be? 1,865. Right, a mid limit, you have mid, and then a mid limit between the bottom of the fair value and the mid. So just right there in the middle. This is what I do with Bitcoin. So you'd buy the limits here, and then you'd be able to hit your limits on the order block. And then obviously your stop loss would be easy because it'd be right below. Let's say your average would be 18,040. Your stop loss would be right below that order block. Hopefully enough demand from both of them so this doesn't hit 3.4%. Yeah, that'd be fine. Yeah, that's one thing I don't know if I could play the wicks because then the downside's way too fucking big. How does this guy have two followers? Someone go to this guy's account and see what he's posting, so we can find his Telegram link. Anyways, okay, so what were you gonna say? Yeah, because we have this one as well at 16, but it's already been tapped once, and it was already strong as hell too. Yeah, there's not too many. There's actually not that many more. Holy shit. I don't actually want to go look at this range, but fuck it. You got massive ones below 1,000. Yeah, let's not. And until the day comes, we'll look down there. But for now, we'll focus on current price. If we wait long enough, we might be able to see a reaction on stream, which would be great. But hopefully, usually they'll get front ran for like a few seconds, and then maybe that's exactly what happens. Front run the block. The link on his account goes to your website. The fuck? It's under. Or is it? You guys said his tweet is under here? I can't see it. It just disappears. Eugenio and can shit. That's one thing. They'll never learn if you pay them. Lost all their money in Luna. Give them more money to gamble. They'll lose it all again in like TRX stable coins. So that we'll check XMR. XMR was the one short I took with KNC and GMT that I then sold for fucking break even. And now it's down, we short at 205. It's not down that much, but it would have been nice to have the 3-piece. GMT, absolutely fucking dead. Beautiful short. I close these, by the way. These shorts are closed. Oh my god, KNC. Oh my god. KNC breaking December lows. And this is the strongest coin ever in the market. And KNC is a 300% move on shorts. And I don't know if it was fundamental. I have no idea. Yeah. Yeah. That is not healthy at all, but hey, at least we were able to hit it. Jesus. Here's the telegram. This literally just brings me to his DMs. I'm gonna text him right now. Yo, what's up? What service do you offer? See, see what he does. Yeah, I'll ask him if he got the refunds for this. I don't want you guys to go ask him though. Okay, I'll stop the stream. Sorry, what was that? The first Coinbase stock? No, not anymore. Yeah. All right, I think I'm gonna hop off now. Maybe we might get this reaction soon. I don't know, but we still have about 2%. I'll update you guys if it does. But we've been streaming for now an hour. I keep going over the 30-minute time, but I want to sign off now, boys.